Hello there YouTube, welcome along to Steve's Let's Talk Xbox 2020 Episode 2. Of course, it's a kind of a series that's going to be happening on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial, throughout 2020. Of course, this is all the announcements that Xbox have made, or Microsoft have made, about their next generation Xbox console, which is the Xbox Series X, which is going to be released worldwide around about November, December time, round about Christmas 2020 is when it's going to be released. We still don't know the exact release date yet. We still don't know the pricing of the Xbox Series X or anything like that at the moment, but of course that will be announced in due course. And of course, when it does get announced, I will let you know. Fingers crossed, it could be in the next episode of this series that I've got for you. But Xbox did announce some games which they announced on the 23rd of July. So at the time of recording this, that was yesterday. And one of the big games from the Xbox Game Showcase was Halo Infinite, which is playable on the Xbox Series X, and it will also be available to play on the Xbox One console as well. So if you're not looking to go out and buy the Xbox Series X console this Christmas, don't worry, because you can still play Halo Infinite on your Xbox One console when it is released this Christmas. So Halo Infinite was the first game shown during the Xbox Game Showcase. It was narrated by Cortana, or possibly Dr. Halsey, and we see the Master Chief's armor constructed. The teaser led directly into a Halo Infinite gameplay demo, which, by the way, can I add, looked pretty awesome. The graphics on that game looked pretty smooth, and I just loved the scenery as well. You kind of saw some of the scenery that's going to be used in the game, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. It featured the same pilot that we first saw in the teaser during last year's E3 2019 event, with the Master Chief crashing for an emergency landing. The Banished have taken over the ring world, and the heroes will need a slip space drive to leave. A new grappling hook and a few new weapons were also on display. 343, which is the developers behind Halo Infinite, wants this game to be the platform for the next 10 years of Halo, rather than stick to numbered installments. Multiplayer hasn't been shown yet, but 343 said we could expect that as we get closer to launch. And we'll also likely learn how it connects to Halo 5 Guardians, though the developer says it will also be a great entry point for newcomers as well. So if you've never played Halo before, then definitely Halo Infinite is going to be the game that you should definitely give a go if you are a newcomer to it, you know, and you want to be introduced to the Halo series. Then Halo Infinite is definitely the game that's going to be for you when it comes out this Christmas, whether you're playing that, like I say, on Xbox One or Xbox Series X. So the next game that I'm going to talk to you about now is Fable. Now, Fable was actually the last game to be shown during the Xbox Game Showcase, and I must admit, I was a little bit weird. I felt a little bit weird when I watched the trailer for this, because when Xbox said that this was going to be the one more thing that they were going to show, the trailer started off with like a fairy, and you see this, you kind of follow this fairy around this little wonderland thing, you know, and I thought, oh, don't tell me, what is this, some sort of like Tinkerbell game or something like that. And then all of a sudden, there's a plot twist in this trailer, or a twist, should I just say, in this trailer. Basically, a frog just comes along and uses its tongue to grab hold of this fairy and starts eating it, and it's hilarious. Literally, I laughed out loud when I saw that trailer. But Fable is finally back, though, and as rumours suggest, it's being developed by Playground Games of Forza Horizon fame. The game was premiered with a small fairy who resembled Tinkerbell, like I just said, as she flew into a magical world, but she was quickly eaten by an enormous toad. It looks like the series' dry humour is fully intact, so it does have a bit of dry humour in it. So there we are. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 will be set in Iceland and is built using Unreal Engine 5. Gameplay was not shown during the Xbox Games Showcase, but the development journey will be chronicled on Ninja Theory's YouTube channel. You've also got Avowed, which was announced. So Obsidian's next large-scale role-playing game was shown during the event, a dark game that features skeleton enemies and a first-person perspective. Avowed premiered during the event with a trailer and also makes use of magical abilities. No release date was given, but it is promised as an expansive RPG and is being built from the ground up to take advantage of the Xbox Series X features. Forza Motorsport. Can I just say something, Microsoft, if you're watching this? Shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my money. Honestly, because I love the Forza Motorsport series. That is probably one of my favourite series in the entire Xbox gaming world. You know, I grew up playing Xbox 360 and obviously Xbox One, and I grew up playing the Forza Motorsport games, and I really enjoy every entry that comes along. So I was so happy when I watched the Xbox Games Showcase and they announced the next installment of Forza Motorsport, and it's coming to Xbox Series X. So Turn 10 Studios is early in development on its next Forza Motorsport title, and it was premiered with an in-engine trailer. As expected, it looks to be a near photorealistic racing game that makes the most out of Xbox Series X technology. So this is definitely a game worth getting, and if I was to get an Xbox Series X, then that game is definitely on my top #1 priority list of games to get with the console, that is for sure. State of Decay 3 was also announced at the Xbox Games Showcase. So Undead Labs premiered State of Decay 3 during the Xbox Games Showcase. The next entry in its open-ended zombie survival series looks to be just as dark, and the teaser we saw focused on a survivor scouting through the wilderness until she comes upon an undead deer. And can I just say as well, I absolutely loved, I think that was one of the trailers that really stood out for me during Xbox Games Showcase was State of Decay 3. If you've not yet seen the trailer for State of Decay 3, please look at it on YouTube because it looks absolutely amazing. The graphics in that game is just jaw-dropping and it's just absolutely phenomenal. So please go and check that trailer out. Crossfire X was also announced. So Crossfire X campaign premiered during the showcase and it was co-developed by Remedy Entertainment. It appears to contain some of the psychological and character-driven elements of the studio's previous games, but it also retains the intense first-person shooting gameplay from the free-to-play multiplayer portion. It's coming later this year. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide was also announced at the Xbox Games Showcase. So an Xbox console launch exclusive Warhammer 40,000 Darktide was revealed during the presentation and looks to have extremely high production values. A recon squad has been sent into a hive in order to squash some sort of unrest, but they quickly find the situation is worse than anticipated, and the game will be coming to Xbox Series X in 2021. Phantasy Star Online 2 was also announced at the Xbox Games Showcase here in July. So another console launch exclusive, this time from Sega. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis includes a new world to explore and action-packed combat. The expansion is coming in 2021. Medium. Previously revealed at an earlier event, Medium was showcased during the show. We got a sense of the mysterious events that seemed to take place before the game began, ending in a gunshot. The nightmare scenario can be lived by the titular medium who seems to be looking for a way to change history. The Gunk is the next game that was announced. So developed by the creators of SteamWorld, The Gunk was announced as an Xbox console launch exclusive. Unlike some of the developers' previous games, this one is set in a fully 3D environment, and the titular Gunk appears to be a collectible resource. The landscape can grow and change in an instant, but there are dangerous enemies that don't want you there. Tetris Effect Connected was also announced for Xbox Series X. Can you believe it? Tetris is still around today. So Tetris Effect is finally coming to Xbox as Tetris Effect Connected, and it's bringing multiplayer to make the experience even better. What hasn't changed are the gorgeous visuals and emotional soundtrack, as well as the series classic gameplay with your friends' boards right by yours. However, it could get more frantic. It's out this Christmas. Stalker 2 launching exclusively on Xbox platforms. Stalker 2 is finally real, set in the irradiated area of Chernobyl, made infamous by the nuclear disaster. The long-awaited sequel features heavy science fiction elements. Creatures are shown growing in underground labs, and one brave explorer ventures into the unknown. Destiny 2 continues to get even bigger, and if you want and easier to play, you will have it soon. Xbox Game Pass will support Destiny 2 on Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and mobile via the cloud. That's thanks to Project Xcloud, which I'm going to talk about for you in a few moments. But the new version of the game on Xbox Series X will support 4K and 60 frames per second, and the expansions will also be included via Xbox Game Pass. Psychonauts 2, so Jack Black is featured in Psychonauts 2, and can I just say, he has such an incredible singing voice in the trailer for Psychonauts 2. So if you've not yet seen the trailer for Psychonauts 2, please check this out after this video has ended, because his singing voice in that is literally, it gives you chills. It gave me chills when I first saw this during Xbox Games Showcase. So Jack Black is featured in Psychonauts 2, and the actor will also be letting his golden pipes do some work by singing in the game. He stars as a golden Navi-like wisp, but keeps his signature deep voice for his songs. This is just one of the new characters Raz will encounter in the game, which had cut content returned back to the game after Microsoft's acquisition of Double Fine Entertainment. As Dusk Falls is the next game announced. So, independent studio Interior Night debuted its game as Dusk Falls during the presentation. The game spans a 30-year period in the American Southwest and focuses on family and sacrifice. It uses a watercolor-like art style and is described as an interactive drama. Grounded is the next game that was announced, so another Obsidian project that was previously unveiled. Grounded is like if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids were turned into a game. The simulation game will have you and your friends trying to survive in a backyard plagued by bugs that can eat you alive. You'll need to work together to survive, or you can betray them and survive on your own. Grounded is out July 28th in Xbox Game Preview. The Outer Worlds was announced. So the Outer Worlds is getting new content in the form of a DLC chapter, downloadable content chapter. Peril on Gorgon adds more danger and mysterious corporate intrigue to Obsidian's role-playing game, and it will be out on September 9th. Tell Me Why was announced. So, Don't Nod Entertainment showed off Tell Me Why during the presentation, and the sibling story will focus on the relationship between a girl and her brother. The two are getting visions wherever they get emotional, and it appears to have thrown a wrench in their understanding of the past and their upbringing. The first chapter will be out on August 27th. Everworld was also announced at the Xbox Game Showcase. So Rare's Everworld was also shown during the presentation, and it looks to be a tranquil and unique game with a gorgeous colour scheme. Enormous creatures roam the world, but they don't appear to be hostile, or at least not all of them are. Some of these creatures appear to be on the brink of death, and humans work to revive them. Balan Wonderworld. So Yuji Naka appeared during the pre-show with Square Enix to premiere his Balan Company division's new project. The action game Balan Wonderworld makes use of a single button to perform several different abilities. Your action changes depending on the costume you're wearing. It supports 24 languages and will be on Xbox One and Series X with smart delivery. Hello Neighbour 2. So Hello Neighbour 2 was announced during the pre-show with a look at gameplay featuring a mysterious bird-like creature. The game expands on the systems from the first game and will feature more advanced AI and more areas to explore. You'll be able to visit the surrounding environments for even more horror potential. It's coming to Xbox and PC in 2021. Echo Generation, a gorgeous adventure game made by a smaller studio in Ontario, Canada. Coco Cucumber's Echo Generation was shown during the pre-show. It uses a card system for battling and has a unique aesthetic that almost resembles voxel art. Watch Dogs Legion. We got a new look at Watch Dogs Legion during the pre-show, and it focused on the permanent death mechanic. A super spy is immediately killed, and DedSec must look to other London citizens in order to replenish their ranks. Exomecha is the next game that was announced at the Xbox Game Showcase. So Twisted Red revealed a new first-person shooter called Exomecha during the pre-show, and it looks to be an action-packed game that mixes vehicular combat with battles against enormous weapons-wielding mechs. There are even fire-breathing mechanical creatures, and it will be free when it arrives later this year. Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI is coming to Xbox and will be available on Xbox Game Pass. This is the first time the series has even come to an Xbox platform. It appears to be mostly unchanged from previous versions, and it even includes a retro mode that turns the game into a retro-style RPG. It will launch on December 4th. So there we go. So stream setting stage for autumn launch. So typically Microsoft would hold an event like its first party game showcase as part of a larger E3 press conference in June, but E3's cancellation due to COVID-19 meant it had to pivot to something else. PlayStation has already decided not to participate in E3 before its full cancellation, and it instead held a PS5 reveal event in June. Neither Sony nor Microsoft have announced an exact release date or price for the PS5 or Xbox Series X console. So there we go. So that is technically everything that was announced during the Xbox Showcase, which took place, like I say, on the 23rd of July. And I must say that there are some very amazing games. Some of the trailers that I saw during the Xbox Game Showcase looked absolutely phenomenal. They looked absolutely amazing, and you know, it kind of actually makes me want to go out and buy the Xbox Series X, to be honest. But then at the same time, when I look back at the PS5 reveal event, which took place in June last month, I'm just there like, but then at the same time, there's games that are on the PS5 that's not going to be on the Xbox Series X, which kind of makes me want to buy both consoles. So yeah, so it's a bit up and down really. What gaming console do I go for? Series X or PS5? I don't know. Anyway, now I just want to talk very quickly about Project Xcloud. Now, I have actually spoken about Project Xcloud in some of my weekly vlogs that I did. I believe at the start of the year I did talk about Project Xcloud. I think I even showed you guys a little bit of how Project Xcloud works. Now, Project Xcloud has been in public beta testing mode since around about September last year. Well, Microsoft have actually announced that Project Xcloud is going to be coming out of public beta testing mode, and it is going to be rolled out to the public in September. However, it's not going to be called Project Xcloud. The new name for the cloud-based streaming Xbox gaming thingy has yet to be announced. The name of it has yet to be announced. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think will be the new name for Project Xcloud when it does launch? I think it's going to be launching alongside Game Pass Ultimate in September. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think could potentially be the new name for Project Xcloud. That would be good to know. And also as well, let me know in the comment section down below as well what game you're looking forward to when the Xbox Series X launches this Christmas, and will you be getting an Xbox Series X this Christmas? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know. And also as well, there's been a recent briefing call as well that Microsoft have held, and there's now reports rumoured online saying that the Xbox Series X will be launching in November. I've also seen leaks online as well that there's certain launch games that's going to be launching with the Series X when that launches later this year, which are kind of hinting, shall I say, at a November 13th release date, which believe it or not, November 13th is on a Friday, and that is normally when Microsoft tend to release their brand new Xbox consoles. They have done that in the past. They've launched it on a Friday in November, and apparently November 13th could be the most likely release date that we could be seeing the Xbox Series X launch. But obviously the launch date for Series X and the PS5, like I said earlier, has not yet been announced. It will be announced in due course, and as soon as it does, I will of course keep you guys posted with that update. So there we go, that is everything that was announced at this month's Xbox Games Showcase. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below, and of course hit the bell notification button for obviously future notifications on smartphones and tablets, of course, as to when I upload my next YouTube video. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. I will be back again tomorrow with my UK Top 40 official chart video. But from me though, it's goodbye. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.